Man, I just saw this video of this guy watching this girl get smashed, right? It really wasn't cringeworthy to me, but for a lot of people it was. I'm gonna show it to y'all in a second. But it led me to want to talk about a lot of y'all don't understand how this female nature work in these relationships. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Welcome back to Moxy Approved. What's up with y'all, Moxy Mob? Keep doing your boy a favor and helping me on the algorithm by leaving a comment, and watching the whole video through. Also share it. For the rest of y'all, this your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell and go all the way to all, so you make sure you can see my videos. But whatever the case, what we talking about? All right, so they got this reality show, Temptation Island. There's a video getting passed around of, I guess, on one point of this reality show, this guy has to watch this girl who probably was manipulated. You know how the reality shows go. I don't watch them. They all come off the same. This girl's going with this guy, and she ended up talking to this guy, but this man ends up having to watch it. I want you to ask one question, though, while I play this clip. I want you to ask yourself, how do you feel watching it? We're going to come back to it. All right, so you see that old boy breaks down. First of all, it's a reality show. I don't know if they told him he had to stay there or whatever, but I would have got up and left. All right, it probably went just as viral, the fact that he was there and his girl's getting smashed on cam, whatever the case. I would have just got up and left. He sat there and watched it. Now, when you watch this video, did you cringe? Me? Not really. You know why? Because I understand how female nature works. And that's really what the red pill is all about. All right. Female nature, hypergamy, which is another term for it, is when they go and they pick the best selections that they think is for themselves, but which is usually someone that has a higher status in life. All right. Sometimes it's built on other things like a man's physicality, but it really exposes itself when a woman just drops what she's doing with one man and gets with another man who has higher status in some form or something like that. So that's definitely what was happening on this show. And you got to understand something, all you guys out there that want to be in relationships and stuff like that, because I tell y'all about being optimistic, so I never try to talk anybody out of being in a relationship. But you got to understand this is the risk for it. You see, a relationship is really only a verbal commitment. And both parties, either party at any moment, they can renege on that verbal commitment. Maybe it can take actions that breaks that commitment that y'all have, and they don't have to tell you. That's just part of the risk. And that's why a lot of people have ran to red pill in the last few years. Me, I'm pretty much red pill, but I tell y'all all the time, I know that's not going to be me forever. All right. I don't want to die alone. I don't have a problem saying that. Do you want to die alone? All right. Some of y'all want to die alone. I know I got some mid-town in here that don't mind dying alone. And I get it, because some of y'all have already been married, but we talking about relationships. Now, I know you asking, if that's the case, if, it's okay being optimistic and, seeing if a relationship works at some point in my life, how do I do it and this not happen? Well, there's some ways that you can vet a woman to where your chances will slim down on dealing with someone that'll do this. One of those is time. Pretty much have a period where you get to know her, and this period should last at least 3 to 6 months. You don't get with somebody that fast. Me personally, I go around 6 months, about 6 months of getting to know someone. Also, seeing them in public in certain situations and seeing how they respond, seeing how their female hypergamy work. You have to have a moment and put yourself in a situation with this person where you're able to see how they will react around people with more money than you, around people who might be more physically attractive than you. You got to be around these situations and vet them and see what they would do. Also, you want to make sure that you're not the one asking her to get in a relationship, that she's the one. You want to get it to the point where she's asking for the relationship, not you. Okay, you want to make sure she's submissive to you, and you want to make sure that you are in control. All right, because if she in control, you pretty much the beta. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and it ain't gonna work. All right, that's how stuff like this happens. Also, even in a relationship, because we're not talking about marriage, we're talking about relationship. Do not look at these women as your property still. As hard as it is, do not do it. Do not look at her. Still look at her as she's an individual. Y'all in a relationship. It's a verbal commitment, but she's still an individual. And at any moment, it's her body. She can give herself away. Now, let's take a step back. I'm not telling y'all this on some feminist stuff or anything like that. I'm telling y'all this for yourself, for you and your mental. Okay. All right. See, I stay in New York City. So it's a lot of bed hopping with these women here. And I don't care how good you look or how much money you have. Here in New York City, it's always somebody that look better than you and got more money. So you find out that you ain't everybody's cup of tea real fast. One thing that I got living here is that, you know, these women can do just like how I can do what I want to do. When you're in a relationship, that still don't change. You hope that they don't step out on you and do stuff like that. But I know the longer you've been with a woman in a relationship, it's harder to think like this. Me, a person who had a big portion of my life was in relationships, I tend to look at them as not as important as a lot of people. Marriage, I look at that as important. If I've been in a relationship with a woman for a while, 6 months to a year, I did a year and a half before it don't go right. I usually don't leave them situations bitter. I usually leave them happy because I saw that this wasn't the person for me moving forward, you know, because really test drive for marriage. It's not a lot of marriages that start without it being a relationship first. So you have to take that in mind, and it really is something serious. Hey, I done got to the point where I don't look at it that serious. The marriage part I do. It's the part I look at it as serious. Well, anyway, y'all know how we end our videos over here on Moxy Approved with that water. I see y'all here next time on Moxy Approved. Dude, watching this girl get smashed. What a dumbass.